I jotted down a few thoughts that seem to be true. Then I also notice, I guess what you'd call pleasant sensations along with those thoughts as well.
So should we hammer away at them?
Yeah, I think that would be good. I did. There was another thought. Oh, these thoughts are just a bit silly and sort of, yeah, judgment around these thoughts. But then I was like, oh, hang on, like Terry's not going to judge these thoughts.
We've got nothing to do. All right, so what are they?
Well, there's not a lot of them, but I'm just going to say the first one is I need to not eat too much or else I will gain lots of fat, and I need to exercise enough to stay slim.
So what's underneath that? What's underneath that thought? What's really being said there?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, but I I have a feeling it's not true. Like I looked at it myself and I was like, I thought, well, no, it can't really be true because the body will stop eating when it's had enough food.
What even remotely, what's true in that statement? Even remotely, what's true in that statement? Read it out again.
I need to not eat too much or else I will gain lots of fat, and I need to exercise enough to stay slim. Hmm.
If we come back to now, because that's all there is, right?
Yeah.
Good. Right. What's even remotely true in that statement now?
Well, none of it really.
Are you overweight?
No.
No. In the
No.
now, like right now, what's true about that statement? It's a becoming statement, isn't it? It's a future statement.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And so right now, what's true about it? Is it even relevant?
No. No, it's not true right now. I think it's just a sort of an unfounded fear. Because I used to have a eating disorder, and I think it's sort of just left over from that pattern of thoughts. Yeah.
And how are you right now, physically?
Um, I'm good. No, no complaints really.
So is it relevant to now?
No.
It's a what if statement, isn't it?
Yeah.
What if I all of a sudden lose the capacity to walk? Oh no. What if that happened? Oh my God, what if that happened? What if that happened? It's pure fantasy.
Yeah.
Has it happened? No. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what's underneath that?
I think what's underneath that is the belief that there's some sort of control of that.
Good. What's underneath that? Right. What's underneath that?
Yeah, that it just fear. There's no sort of story. It's just sort of just a sensation. But there could be something else that's I'm not seeing about that. Yeah.
If you saw a car being demolished in one of those car yards that crushes cars into cubes, yeah,
Yeah.
how would you feel about that?
Just quite neutral.
Why?
It doesn't have anything to do with me. Maybe if it was my car, I might, there might be some feelings about that.
Good. Now we're getting closer. What's popping in now? Anything?
Yeah, it's about this me, me me needing to control and make sure everything goes right, or else something bad is going to happen if me
Good.
is not in control.
Good. And what's underneath that?
The only thing that sort of comes up is non-existence.
That's 3 steps forward. There's what's underneath that last one. You've gone too far. What's your last time? Me needs to be in control. Blah 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 blah. What's underneath that one?
I'm not sure.
What do you need to be in control of?
The body.
Why?
I just feel like something bad's going to happen. I just got this like real like this, yeah, just like sensation, yeah. I don't
Okay.
know. This is quite hard to see what's underneath.
No, that's all right.
Yeah.
So bad's going to happen to what?
Body, me.
What's underneath that? Two things you said: body, me. What's underneath that? What's the belief underneath that?
That I am the body.
Good. Now what's underneath that? Very good, Tanya. What's underneath that?
There's a me in the body.
Good. What's underneath that?
Oh no, I'm not sure.
It's a belief. It's just a belief.
Yeah.
It's a me in the body. Okay. What's underneath that?
That I am that me that's in the body.
Now, what's underneath that?
Not really finding anything.
There's a belief me is in the body, and that's believed to be real. Now, what's underneath that? The statement is believed to be real. There's a me in the body. Okay, good. Now, what's underneath that?
Yeah, I'm not sure other than like sensations or thoughts about the sensation.
If there's a me in the body, what does it say about the me?
That is real.
Good. Now, what's underneath that?
Just thoughts about this me.
Now, what's underneath that?
That the thoughts about the me are true.
Now, what's underneath that? You're spot on. Now, what's underneath that?
No, it's gone quiet and peaceful here, so I don't know.
That's interesting. Now, what's that?
It's not a me.
Just rest there for a moment. You said it went quiet and peaceful.
Yeah.
Just rest there for a moment. Now, what's underneath that?
Nothing.
That's your direct experience.
Oh. Yeah.
That's direct. Is there any body? Is there any person? Is there any worry? Is there any concern? Is there what goes on right there?
Yeah, no worries, concerns, no person.
Good. Tanya, abide there.
Yeah.
From this point forward, abide there. There's still a little bit too much leaning towards the mind.
Yeah.
No? No?
Yeah.
So come back to your absolute direct experience. In your direct experience, everything goes quiet.
Yeah.
The only thing that will get you there is the truth. That's why I took you through that succession of all the rest that pop up from that quiet, still place. Okay? It's just thoughts and ideas and beliefs and assumptions, and none of it's true. What is true is this quiet, still place.
Yeah.
And duality can't operate there, sweet.
Mm.
It can't operate there. And if it does, if it starts to, just means you've come up a couple of steps, yeah,
Yeah.
and then the belief starts to get believed again. The belief starts to get believed again. The belief gets
Yeah.
believed.
Yeah. It's interesting because I, there's moments like this every day, and it's just quiet and still, and then thought comes back and, oh, this can't be it, type thing. Or one of the other ones I've got here, oh, there's something I haven't seen yet or don't know, and that's why the seeking happening, and I'm not seeing experience as an enlightened one does.
You know what you're missing?
I don't know.
Well, ultimately nothing,
Yeah.
but it's that still, it's that stillness. And mind tries to go looking for that as a thing or an object or something that the mind can now claim. It would have to be a thing for the mind to go, oh, I found it, I got it.
Yeah.
You know, it's below the mind, completely below the threshold of the mind altogether. Below, what's below that? Below, what's below that? Below, what's below? It's just another way of going in. I've described it vertically.
Yeah.
That stillness and that quietness, so much more profound than the chattery old clunky mind. So much more profound. But it needs to reveal itself to them. The only way it will reveal itself is if you sit there with it, or in it, or as it. That's that silly expression I use. If God comes knocking, you better be home. You better be there. It's all going to be revealed. You better be there. No point being somewhere else. If it's missed, you won't hear the knocking.
Yeah. Be too much noise to hear the knocking.
Yeah. So when the mind starts to kick in again, what's underneath that? Ask yourself, hold on, hold on. What's happening here? Thoughts going blah, 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 blah. What's underneath that? Blah, blah, blah. What's underneath that? Blah, 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 blah. What's underneath it? Blah. What's underneath that? What's underneath that? See that you're having moments of experiencing this stillness and this quietness, but you're not diving into it.
No.
It comes up as a moment of stillness, and then the mind comes back in and clouds it. And it comes up again as a moment of stillness, and then the mind comes in and comes up again as a moment of stillness. There's more to that stillness than just the stillness. Abide there. Don't you just keep abiding there? I'm not saying the mind won't come up again. I'm not saying that. Yeah. But your real interest is that stillness. That's got to be your curiosity. That's got to be your aim.
Not sort of finding out insights and whatever.
No more. Tanya, no.
Because that's just more thoughts, isn't it?
No more, Tanya.
Yeah.
Now we're shooting for stillness, quietness. No more. Put it down.
Yeah.
Put the mind down. It's enough. Put it down. It might pop up again. Yeah, okay. Let's investigate this with truth. Mind is going blah, 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 blah. Okay. What's underneath that? What's underneath that? That. And each drop, yeah, each level, if you like, it's challenged by the truth. And you're the truth. You're the truth. Challenge each level. And each time you, what's underneath that? What's underneath that? The mind will just keep flicking stuff up. The mind will go blah, 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 and you go, what's underneath that? And then the mind will go blah, blah, blah. Okay. What's underneath that? Until the mind just goes, just sits still. Be with that. Yeah. Not that there's a gate and not that there's a way, but it's the gateway. That's still. That's still. Profound. Yet when we kind of first arrive there, it's kind of, it's just quiet, and still. It's better than being in the roaring mind. Yeah, I get that. Kind of just quiet and still. As I said, that seems to happen. What's underneath that?
Yeah, that's a good one. Because sometimes it's like, oh, it's kind of boring, and then I should go, what's underneath there, instead of, oh, this is kind of boring, right? Let's find something to occupy the mind.
Challenging.
Yeah.
Challenging. What would be under? It's kind of boring.
Just back to the stillness. Really.
What would be underneath that is a belief that there's someone here that can experience boredom.
Yeah.
You'll see that. Okay. Now what's underneath that? What would be underneath the belief that someone here that can experience boredom? What would be underneath
That someone was me, what I am.
Yeah, but there's someone. What would be underneath that? The recognition that there's just thoughts saying there's someone here. Good. Now what's underneath that?
What's under the thoughts? Nothing under the thoughts.
What's that like?
It's calm, peaceful. It's not saying anything.
Stay there with that in that stillness. The thought starts to pop in again. Says, oh, it's a bit boring. Okay, what's underneath that? Before it escalates all the way up the levels.
Yeah, because if you don't sort of look at it, then there's just sort of there's another thought and another thought, and then it's harder. Seems to be harder to look at it with truth.
Then you've got to dismantle each level. There is that quiet. And you are there. If I could be so bold as to say that. And it's just still. And then a thought pops up. As that thought pops up, challenge the thought. And what's underneath it? Oh, stillness again. You don't get too far away from it, do you understand?
Yeah.
This process that I just took you through, you can do this with yourself anytime throughout the day. When you've got a moment, it hasn't taken long, has it?
No.
So you can, not like you need to sit in meditation for 8 hours and not be disturbed by it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just find a moment. And in fact, there's absolutely nothing you can say about that stillness that would make any sense.
No.
Indicates you're in the right place. Because mine's not even commenting on the stillness anymore. It goes into a balance. Let that become your best friend.
Okay.
Your best friend, Tony. That you love the most above everything else. Be still. Want for nothing in that stillness. Expect nothing. Desire nothing. You're not sitting there waiting for something. This stillness is it. And the mind will step in and go, oh, surely this can't be it. What would be underneath that thought?
And so there is nothing more to know, nothing more to look for, like just
Good.
this, just this.
Good. Stay with it.
Yeah.
Stay with it. And I don't really want to say anymore other than that. I don't want to set up any expectations or anything. So stay with it. And this is want for nothing. Because it'll only be the mind that gets activated in the wanting. Oh, then you're up a level again.
Yeah. Yeah, I just noticed like a wee bit of like wanting is just a thought like, oh, shouldn't we look at these other thoughts that I've written down? Like there's just a sort of wanting of more, but like actually what do you see any point of looking at the other thoughts or just
I should ask you that question. Do you see any point in looking at your list?
Well, I'm not sure because when you're sitting as the silence and the stillness and that, like none of it seems very relevant really. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know.
Bring one of the others up.
Well, I think the one that really undercuts all the other thoughts is that the thoughts are talking to me and they're true. But
So what would be under that thought?
it's a belief in the me.
What would be under that one?
Gone quiet again.
See, Tony, use your list. Use your list for yourself. Look, honey, it's all a setup. It's a complete belief system. All these thoughts, all these different levels Yeah, what's under that? What's under that? What's under? They're all beliefs. None of it is fact. None.
Yeah. I
None.
was
None.
just I was just
None.
gonna ask you that, like, does that means like none of them is true.
Let me change it. Let me say that.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, you know, um, when you're just sort of sitting here and the thoughts are, you know, one after another, and you know, it just seems like yeah, that looping, that habitual sort of looping, and it seems true, but like that's until you actually look at it, and I didn't really, until you showed me that, like what's underneath that, I didn't know how to look at it so much with truth. It was just I found just other thoughts would come up instead. Yeah.
Always come from the truth. What's underneath that? What's underneath that? The only person that knows the truth is you. There's no one else. There is no one else that knows the truth like you do. No one. No one. What's coming up?
No, I was just when you said no one, it's just like it was just like a yes. There is no one here. Like there's an appearance of this, but there's no one inside it, if I can say it like that.
And there's no one here.
Yeah.
So no one knows the truth like you do.
Hmm.
There's only one.
Yeah.
That's you. There isn't anything else. It's just mind saying there are other people and there are other things. It's just mind saying all of that.
Yeah.
None of it, none of what the mind is saying is the actual truth. You're the only one that knows. You're the only one that can know. The only one.
Yeah, I didn't see that before, you know. I guess there was just a thought that something something that was read, or that I heard, or something like that was going to give it to me, so to speak. But in fact, like, yeah, there already is knowing. It's just like when you know we all because it's been quite quiet and still, and then I'm like, well, hang on, like this, this is it, and I already know that, and it's always here. So I don't know what was being looked for. I don't know, thoughts.
That's all that was happening. Just this big smoke screen of thoughts.
Yeah.
That's all. Okay, good. I'll do all that. As soon as the mind says anything, what's under that? There'll be stillness, quietness. The mind might engage after a little while. What's under that? Stillness, quietness. The mind might pop in and say something again. What's under that? You don't give it a chance.
Don't give it a chance, because other way it's off to the races again, and off it goes. And it's not, that could honestly go on forever if if you don't sort of keep catching it until, well, and I guess until you don't need to anymore.
From that stillness, one thought that arises on that stillness, put it that way.
Yeah.
One single thought can create all your whole backstory. Just one in an instant.
Yeah, it can.
Let's say the thought arises after you've been sitting in that silence for a moment. Let's say the thought arises. Gee, that was pretty cool. I wonder how long I was actually sitting in that silence. That says that is the whole backstory. And then it wants it back again.
Yeah, I've noticed that sort of thing, yeah.
That whole mini backstory, and scrambles to try and get back to that silence. And it makes such a bloody noise trying to get back to the silence. It can't get back to the silence. It's noisy by its nature.
Yeah.
Not possible. What's underneath that? Truth. Just from truth. What's underneath that? Keep it that simple.
Yeah.
Keep it that simple. And again, it will only be the mind that steps in whilst that's silent, whilst everything just goes still quiet. Then it'll only be the mind that then steps in, perhaps, and says, "This is a bit boring." What's underneath that? A belief in a me. What's underneath that? A me that wants an expectation, that's expecting something. What's underneath that? Oh, it's just a rose. What's underneath that?
Yeah.
Just hit it with the truth at every turn, Tanya. Hit it with the truth at every turn. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, it's just all the thoughts and the story all just disappears. Yeah,
You know
just,
that.
yeah, yeah. It's just not even like the inclination. I didn't really have much else written down, but it's not really the inclination to look at that now. It's
And yeah,
still,
you might want to do it in your own time. That's fine. But
yeah,
just use this approach.
yeah,
The
yeah,
truth, the truth unravels it all. Just the truth unravels it. Whatever the
yeah.
whatever the question is,
Mm.
the truth will unravel that. But what's underneath that? What's underneath that?
Yeah, that's quite amazing. That's really sharp there because there's sort of there had been sort of like see also sensations along with the thoughts sort of like for a while or so the story goes and as soon as you're coming from the truth, which well there's always the truth, but yeah that just disappears also. It was quite, yeah, quite quite amazing.
That's all I want to say to you today. That's it. Nothing more. Just that.
Yeah,
Nothing else. Anything else? We're going to engage in a story.
yeah, yeah.
Let's not do that.
No more stories.
The story pops in. It's underneath that.
Yeah,
What's the belief underneath that? Underneath that. Just look at it from truth. It's only the truth that can recognize the false. The false doesn't stand up to investigation. It doesn't. It doesn't stand up. Just go, woof, woof, woof. Truth. So, no more buying in. No more. The mind
yes.
tries and sells all sorts of rubbish. No more. No. You're not a buyer anymore.
No, it's not needed.
Not for where you're going.
Right? Everything will just take care of itself as it has been. Anyway,
Now come back to the silence. A wonderful place to sit because it's you witness the birth of a thought from you.
yeah, yeah. Thought just popped up. You were saying that, and it was just like there was nothing, and then like thought come up. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Thought that creates the illusion of everything. That's be interested in the thought. Don't be interested in the illusion. Just come back to that stillness. It's the primary recognition in its absolute stillness. I've got to go. You all right?
Yeah, really, really good. It couldn't be better. And yeah, what more could you want, really?
The truth. Couldn't be better.
Yeah.
Like nothing. All right, darling.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Just stay with that.
Yeah.
No more trying to work out the story. No.
Yeah.
The answer's not in there.
No, it's not.
The answer's
Yeah.
below